Good tidings, friends. I'm Lapin, and today I want to talk about things that have just inspired me lately. I was actually going to do something more like those cool things I've seen around, but I thought I actually haven't felt that strongly towards particular items. Instead, it's kind of more like some visual theming that I've been into. So instead, we're just going to talk about some general things. And I apologize in advance, first of all, because I am probably not going to be very structured, even though I do have my notes right here. I did plan in advance. And secondly, if I do look particularly dead today, I am going to try and film this video in a slightly different color setting to see if it looks better or not. You guys can let me know. Do I look dead? Do I look better? Does it look shit? Let me know. Before I forget, if you have anything that's inspiring you lately as an artist, as a person, just in your daily life, go ahead and share with me as well. I would love to hear. Okay, there's basically one major reason why I want to make this video, and it's because I have been really inspired, really interested in silver shell ocean nautical items. I am hesitating to say like nautical or even ocean because it's actually very specific, and I will define those borders soon. Before I go into it though, I think the reason I've been kind of leaning towards them a bit more is first, I am going back to France. I keep saying this in every one of my videos. It is a big thing for me because I haven't been back for 8 years. And I am actually from the south of France, near the ocean. I think just going back to France and it's summer, stuff like that, has kind of reinvigorated this kind of appeal to the nautical kind of image. Like, I've always been into it, but I think it like comes and goes. And here it has a very specific flavor. So generally when you think, oh, la Côte d'Azur, you know, sun, let's go to Nice, let's go to Cannes, you actually think, and this goes for any kind of like beach destination for the summer, there is a thing that gets very popular during these summer trips, and it's the kind of golden shell kind of aesthetic, you know, like little necklaces with golden starfish or like golden, I don't know, seashells, stuff like that. Very summery vibes. That's not what I'm talking about here. That's not the vibes. I respect people who like that, but it's not really for me. For me, it's specifically the silvery type. I'm thinking more of silver trinkets in the shape of shells or oysters, and you know, that kind of pearlescent look they have, as well as their really irregular shape. And pearls, specifically like white or gray looking pearls. I'm gonna put a few pictures up if I can find what I'm talking about. If you consider that golden seashell-y vibe to be something that's very, again, sunny, summery, bright, I would see the kind of silvery shell one more of a almost romantic, ghostly kind of appeal. And I really like that. And I think it also reminds me of some kind of more like old-fashioned things. For example, Baroque or Rococo kind of design. Not exactly, I don't know that much about like art history and stuff like that, but I have always liked these kind of very old, intricate, ornate things, and I do think that the silver shell kind of stuff that I like is leaning more on that side rather than to like the modern Love Shack fancy golden seashell bracelet, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bit antique, ghostly, romantic, that kind of vibe, and I am really into that. I think one specific thing that I'm particularly into is the imperfection of it. Although I do like something that's like, you know, the cookie de Saint-Jacques, it's like this, you know, the standard seashell shape. I like that, but I think what appeals to me more is like the oyster shape that is much more irregular and imperfect looking. Same with the kind of Baroque pearls, which, if you don't know, are the kind of imperfectly shaped pearls. I think that is what I like especially, and I think that can go really well with a lot of other nautical items. So I shouldn't be saying nautical, I think I should just be saying shell or ocean trinkets, because I'm not talking about like a ship, you know what I mean? It's everything in the kind of natural ocean landscape that is a bit imperfect. That is what really appeals to me, especially if it's mixed in with human artistry. Like the idea of maybe an oyster shell that has been turned into like a little dish, but with added silver like ornate detailing that works with the natural imperfect shape of the oyster. Ooh. Calm down, calm down, calm down. If you don't know, I am an artist. However, the stuff I'm describing now doesn't actually really fit with the stuff I draw, mostly because I think silver and oysters, that pearlescent, iridescent look is hard to draw, and I hate coloring. But the way this is kind of expressing itself is not really in my art, although I do like silver things in art. It's more like the items I am attracted to right now. There are a few things I'm currently seeking for, but most of these things come in the form of either jewelry, but especially in tableware or like trinkets for display. Think of things like a dish, like I just said, or a pair of spoons and forks, maybe a candlestick, an ornate mirror, a little pocket mirror, a hairbrush, things like that. And in jewelry, maybe like necklaces, clips, earrings, that kind of thing. I think I showed you guys this in one of my other videos. I think the stuff you see here really exemplifies the kind of things that are inspiring me right now. There's like these silver shell-like goblets, or like the oyster dish, the shell, the pearls, the spoon. I do really like that. Like this spoon, okay, I'm gonna show you the spoon. I think this is a good example of what I was talking about, where you have like the shape of, the shell, but like you have the human-made art like combining with it. Oh my god, that's what I'm into. Yep. I think part of this comes from a desire of wanting to have a proper living space. I live in a really small space, and I always fantasize about decorating a bigger place. Like the idea of having a living room or even just having a dining table is like goes insane in my head. In the year 2026, we can only fantasize about, not even home ownership, but like being able to rent more than a single room. It'd be like that sometimes. I hope I was able to successfully paint the kind of image of like the moonlit, ghostly, silvery pearls and like shells and oysters, and that kind of like beauty in its imperfection, and how a human touch can elevate it into something that is worth putting as decoration or as an art piece in your home. Does that make sense? Like that is what is really like getting me right now. I actually showed you that shawl with a lot of those things that have been inspiring me. However, I want to show you some other things that I own that kind of like don't hit the mark but are almost there. So I have two things to show to you. The first one is actually from Flower Nose. As you know, last year they released a Shell's Jewel collection, which you might think it falls under the category of what I'm talking about. First of all, it's a shell shape, it is ornate, and it is silver, which is quite rare for Flower Nose. I'm not really sure why this one doesn't hit the same idea for me. I think it's too fabricated. Does that make sense? Like too human-made. Although it's shaped like a shell, it's too clearly like human artifice, if that makes sense. So it doesn't really appeal too much to me, although I do like it. This is makeup I do like, by the way. But in terms of if I had to compare the images that I'm showing you and this comes off as more like a toy or a replica of the real thing, which kind of makes me not like it as much. By the way, when I say not like it as much, I mean not like it as much as that. I still like this, okay? The other thing is that the silver is a brushed silver, not a really reflective silver, which I prefer. So I do think that makes things look more gray instead of like a brilliant, bright silver. The second thing I want to show to you is another makeup product that is a bit battered. Let me clean it a little bit. So it is this keychain by Naminé. I think this fits in the category a lot more just because, first of all, it is highly reflective. It is very clearly just a shell shape that is completely silver. I think the only thing that's missing is a bit of ornate touch to it. I know you must be thinking, you're complaining that this has no ornate detail, but this one looks a bit too much like artifice. I don't really know how to explain it. It's things like I would like ornate filigree or like a baroque touch to it, while this one has like a giant bow on it. It's not exactly the same. I'm not really sure how to explain it. Like, they're both still very good, and that's why I'm showing them to you. I think these are the closest things I own currently that fall under this kind of vibe that I'm searching for lately. But yeah, I don't know, I can't really explain my personal taste. It might also be that I'm not fond of this plastic part on top. It might also just be the feeling of them. I'm not sure. I think in general, for several years now, I've been really into silver as opposed to gold. I don't really dislike gold. I think some shades of gold look lovely. I just really like silver specifically. I think it looks very clean. I think it looks very chic also. And it also evokes a sense of modernity, but also like that ghostliness. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna show you real quick a few things that have caught my eye. The first thing I want to show you is actually from a shop called Les Objets, which is a mix of objet and joie, like object and joy. They have something called the shell edit, and it's exactly what I'm describing to you, honestly. It's just a bunch of trinkets and tableware that are based off shells and that look really gorgeous. I really like all the ones that look like mussels and oysters. I also like how they have all the ridges of the shells within them, which I find amazing. I'm gonna link this into something else that I've been enjoying, which is the kind of like dessert or tea time trays. I really like this petit serviteur coquillage tripe. I don't know what you call that in English, but these 3 dishes with the little intricate holding thing in the middle, it hits as well. I love the butter dish. I love this double tray. You know what? I actually think that something I didn't talk about when I was mentioning the general image that I've been inspired by is there's also something a bit grotesque about it. I do like, for example, an oyster or a mussel. I think the irregularities in some of these, I guess, oceanic elements, I don't know how you call them, have a bit of a touch of a grotesque, and I do like when that's elevated with a little, you know what I mean? Hello, editing me here. I felt like I just wanted to elaborate on this point a little bit more. I think what I mean by grotesque is specifically things that are not like gross or disgusting, just something that is a bit unpleasant, low-key, but like it's very beautiful and pleasant to me. Like specifically, I like things when I say grotesque. I know that's not really how the word is used, but I hope you understand that kind of appeal. I wanted to pull up an example, which is this hair clip that I showed you before. I really love this hair clip. I think actually this falls into the kind of ocean vibes. It is definitely shell inspired, but it has this kind of like spinal skeletal quality that I really like, that you might see in certain types of shells. I'm not really like informed on different types of shells, but you know how some have these long spinal bits? I really like that. Actually, there's a silver version of this that I was contemplating on getting, but it was sold out. But basically, among the kind of irregularity and the asymmetry of certain types of shells, I do also like those long extended spinal details that you might see on, again, certain types of shells, but also on like some creatures like seahorses. I think some seahorses have them too, and thus I also like seahorses as well in this. I hope that clarifies a bit what I'm trying to say here. For Les Objets, these are really expensive, honestly. And instead of actually buying from, I mean, I might buy something from them, I don't know. Instead of targeting to buy stuff from them, I think that things like this can actually be found in, is it called garage sales or secondhand stores? Like, I'm not sure those, but I think a lot of these things exist already. I'm not sure if Les Objets like repurpose them or they just make them new, but I'm so certain that if I go to secondhand stores, I will eventually be able to find things like this. Or if I go on like Vinted or like Mercari or something like that, I just need to look, because I know this is something that is readily available, and I really want to start collecting these kind of things. The second thing I want to show you is actually from a brand I've mentioned before. It's called Ancient Future, and they are a jewelry brand. However, I saw lately that they have been teasing a kind of like homeware kind of collection, and it is again shell inspired. So I only have a few pictures to show you for this because again, they haven't released them, but I am really excited to see what they have to offer. For example, in this picture right here that I'm showing you, I love the kind of pearlescent like cutlery, but also I see on the side, it's like cut off, but there's like something silver with like a pearlescent shell on it. Does that make sense? I don't know what they are. I think they're like knives or something. Or maybe they're like candlesticks, or I have literally no idea what they are, but I want to see them. This little goblet here, I think is also amazing. I think that iridescence, that pearlescent sheen, I like things that are just highly reflective. You know what? They posted a few other things like these plates. They also had some bottle stoppers that I think were cute, but aren't for me. I don't really need a bottle stopper. But yeah, they definitely have stuff upcoming that I'm eager to look at because I think they have a unique touch as well. But I'm excited. I've been waiting, but it's been like since end of June. They haven't really posted anything of that. So I'm like, when is it coming, girl? When is it coming? The very last thing I want to show you that actually falls under the jewelry category is this necklace. It is from My Dearest World, and it is their scallop chain necklace. And I think this goes so crazy. If you are just listening to me, you are not watching me right now, it is basically a scallop shell that is encased in like these silver spikes. It looks beautiful and edgy at the same time, and it has again like imperfect pearl like hanging from it. Oh my god, this is exactly what I mean in terms of like something natural that has a bit of like human artistry on it, but it's also silver. Like that kind of stuff. Oh my god, it is really nice. I actually saw some other stuff in this style. I went to a little artist kind of craft market not long ago, and there was a little stall there who had similar things, not quite in this style, but the idea of a shell that's been encased in silver. They had something like that too. I thought that was so beautiful. This is on my list of something that I would like to own, honestly. Okay, I think I've spent a really long time just talking about silver shells, so I'm going to talk about the other things right now. And actually, most of these are related in some way or another to this, like they are all branching off from it. The first one that I'm not going to talk very long about is sailor looks. Clear connection there. This is more to do with fashion, of course, but I, again, have always liked sailor-inspired outfits or just straight-up sailor uniforms. I used to have this OC called Milk who had a kind of like a nautical sailor kind of look going on, but I only have two OCs now, so it doesn't matter. But I think also sailor kind of looks have been trending recently, so they're like on the forefront of my mind. Just on top of my mind for K-pop specifically, was it Hearts to Heart just had Lemon Tang, and they had the most amazing sailor uniforms, so unique, so beautiful. I looked at them for a long time. By the way, every single one have a unique uniform. That's how good they are, okay? And if I recall, when Red Velvet released Cosmic not long ago, they also had these kind of sailor style uniform. It's been a thing in K-pop, it's common. But there's some other things too. For example, since the rise of that kind of whimsical fashion or aesthetic, I'm not sure if I want to call it an aesthetic, I have seen also the resurgence of sailor caps. Actually, I did find a sailor cap that I really wanted, but it's like sold out and it makes me want to kill myself. I only have a picture of it. I'm going to show it up to you here. I'll reverse image search to see where it's from. It's this kind of like light pink satiny kind of color. That's exactly what I want. I want a silky satiny light pink sailor cap. That's it. I also want to show you this one from My Mom Made It. They released some recently. Also very cute. It has a bow on the side. Looks way too big though, so I have seen a lot of sailor caps coming around. Same with, you know, the rosettes. Sorry, this is unrelated. You know, with like a badge and like stuff coming out. I love those. But do you guys remember when that was so trendy on Tumblr, like in 2015? And it would be things like, I want blood, guts, and angel cake. You know, stuff like that. It's so good. I'm happy to see that coming back. But anyways, not part of this discussion. Talking about sailor caps and sailor uniforms, I really like these. Navy and white, navy and pink, light blue and white, all of these things work well. Speaking of this, linked to this, I also have been wanting to kind of introduce a bit of light blue back into my wardrobe. I do have like this one top that is light blue, and it's also a sailor top. I'm so predictable. I just go around in circles constantly. I do want to precise that in the past, and still now, I've also been really inspired by certain other nautical elements that are perhaps not as trendy right now, but that I do enjoy, and that is things like fish bone. I don't know why English doesn't have a specific word for fish bone. It's like, in French it's called les arêtes. Like, they're not the same bones as like, anyways. Fish bone, like the idea of like a skeletal nautical creatures. Does it make sense? Like the skeleton of a fish. The other thing is things like anchors, like just as a symbol. I like anchors. What can I say? All right, okay. let's move on from that. Stemming from the kind of silver tableware kind of thing, instead of going towards the shell ocean thing, one other thing that I've recently been into is kind of like the swan imagery. Silver swans. I know, you just want silver everything. Yes, I do, girl, what can I say? I love the idea of a kind of silver antique looking swan decor. That is like it. And I don't know if this is kind of like a resurgence of my interest in King Ludwig II. Did I mention him in my previous video? He lives like rent-free in my mind. A couple of years ago, I watched Secret d'Histoire on King Luke II and I cried during it. I think I already said that. Anyways, doesn't matter. That's like part of my lore. On my flight to France, I am gonna re-download that episode and re-watch it. It's like my little treat that I've been saving. One thing I want to mention is that when you think of swans, you always think of Swan Lake and stuff like that. It's not really Swan Lake that is inspiring to me, although I do love the kind of like ballet association and, you know, like the romantic tragedy of it all. It is mostly like King Ludwig II swan, like Neuschwanstein Castle type swan. So kind of more like the German, is it Lohengrin? Like that like the Swan Knights, like that is that kind of imagery that I'm a bit more like thinking of. There's a few things related to this. First, just like with the Shells Jewel one, I do own the Flower Nose Swan Ballet box. It's not an eyeshadow, it's just a box. This doesn't fall entirely in that category because the swans are not silver. That is literally it. You know, I mentioned this a few times that Swan Ballet from Flower Nose is not actually my favorite collection because I found that it looked a bit cheap. One of the reasons for that is because the swans were not silver. And also because sometimes everything was a solid color, like the lipsticks, it just wasn't for me. Imagine if these swans were silver. This would be so good. Like, you see it, you see the vision. Talking about some items that I've seen, first is again by Ancient Future. They do have these kind of like swan pendants and I think that they are super elegant. I love how intricate they are. I love how curved the swan's neck is as well. The shape that is low-key a bit like a heart too appeals to me. I was telling my mom about how I was looking for these kind of like silver kind of shell things like I was talking about earlier in this video, and she helped me look around on Vinted, and then she randomly linked me this and it goes crazy. Okay, I want these so bad, but they are 94 euros. I might just kill myself. It is a pair of silver swan salt and pepper shakers that are so beautiful. I literally cannot explain how beautiful these are. These are exactly like the kind of thing I'm thinking about when I'm thinking I want these silver swans. Oh my god, I want them so bad. Why are they like almost 100 euros? I'm gonna... But yeah, that is all for the swan aspect of things. The very last thing I'm going to talk about is finally gonna pull us away from the silver that has been dominating this video, and instead I'm going to talk about more of the whimsical, colorful vibes that I've seen around a lot on social media lately. It is the kind of whimsical aesthetic, you know, the whimsy. I'm not sure how I feel about whimsy being turned into an aesthetic, but that's a conversation for another day perhaps. But I do like some of the things that come out from it. For example, just talking very briefly, is the use of sprinkles. For example, sprinkles on your toast, sprinkles on, I don't know, your drink, or sprinkles like on your makeup as freckles, like colorful star sprinkles or shimmers, things like that. These are things that have appealed to me a lot. But I also do like the kind of, a bit of a more natural kind of whimsy vibes. I don't want to say it's cottagecore because it's not exactly that, but I guess you could also say it's inspired by that. But for example, the look of something like strawberries and sprinkles or sugar, something like that. I know this is not very well described. However, it is that kind of feeling of a certain jamminess and playfulness that I have also really enjoyed. This one more in like daily life. Like I would like my food to look like that. I would also like to play around with makeup a bit more so it looks a bit more fun and playful like that. The only issue I have with this is that I don't know when it falls too much into just like following the playbook of whimsy as a trend. Again, I'm not sure how I feel about that being a trend, but if it motivates people to have a little more fun in their daily lives, I guess. I don't know. I'm still unsure about that. But for the time being, I guess the ideas of sprinkles and also the jammy fruit. So the looks of like blueberries and strawberries or raspberries have been very like, I like that. I do like collecting fruity looking items, especially strawberry based items. If you don't know, I want to show you guys, I made some strawberry based designs for my OCs. They're like low-key, like saintly diner strawberry vibes. Just showing you those. But yeah, I'm not talking about this. I'm just showing them off because I like these designs, okay? Recently, I saw in Cat Kitchen a lot of strawberry stuff. Cat Kitchen is kind of like mixed thoughts because sometimes it looks very auntie, sometimes it still looks cute. Sometimes I do want to have auntie taste. What can I say? But I did see like they had these strawberry tableware things that really appealed to me. Like the idea of having something like that, then having something with like sprinkles on it like that appeals to me. I think this is also my fragrance sensibilities seeping through. Recently, I have been on the hunt for something a bit jammier, like a strawberry jam fragrance or a strawberry cream fragrance. I would like to see it manifested in real life stuff too. Okay, I think I went through all my little notes. Thank you for sitting with me while I rambled through all of those. I feel like this summer I have a goal to find something like, it's like more silver trinkets. I think that is something that I really want. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. It's a bit different from my other ones because I'm just rambling. I know, you know what? I'm rambling in a lot of my videos. Let me know what's inspiring you lately, and also if you like some of the things I'm talking about, or if you share any similar sentiments, let me know. Or if there's any terms you think I should look up to find more similar things, or other brands that do similar things to these, especially like the silver shell stuff, please let me know. I will eat it up. Anyways, in the meantime, I'll put up another video from me here, and my channel will be here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.